The wind howled across the desolate terrain of Xel'Thar. 7. Carrying the distant howls of Xel'Thar hunters. Kane presses back against a jagged rock formation, gripping his stolen plasma rifle tightly. His breathing was steady, but his mind raced. The citadel loomed ahead, a massive alien structure, its towering black spires pulsing with an eerie green energy. This was the heart of the Xel'Thar war machine, the command center for their invasion forces. It was also the only place where he could strike back. The moment he fired that first shot, he had become the most hunted man in the galaxy. The Xel'Thar wouldn't stop until they found him, but that was their mistake. They thought he was a prey trying to escape. They didn't realize he was a hunter. Fire the approach. Kane moved swiftly but silently, his boots crunching softly against the rocky ground. The fortress gates were guarded by 2 massive sentries, towering creatures encased in thick biomechanical armor, each gripping a shock spear pulsing with raw energy. A direct assault was suicide. He needed another way in. Scanning the perimeter, Kane spotted a service entrance built into the lower rock face, a smaller checkpoint used for supply convoys. Less security, more opportunity. But there was one problem. A squad of Xel'Thar scouts patrolling the entrance. They moved in coordinated patterns, their 6 glowing eyes scanning for movement. Kane gritted his teeth. He could try sneaking past them, or he could create a distraction. Time to make some noise. He reached into his utility belt, pulling out a stolen Xel'Thar energy grenade. With a quick flick of his wrist, he lobbed it toward a nearby fuel station. A split second later, boom! The explosion ripped through the station, sending flames and debris sky high. The scouts turned instantly, their weapons raised, clicking an alien speech. Kane didn't wait. As the Xel'Thar rushed toward the explosion, Kane sprinted across the open ground, ducking behind supply crates. His heart pounded as he reached the service entrance. A single Xel'Thar technician stood at a control panel, confused by the sudden alarm. Kane moved fast, his combat knife flashing as he drove it deep into the alien's neck. The creature gurgled, slumping forward. The doorway was unlocked. With one last glance at the chaos behind him, Kane slipped inside. The interior of the fortress was even more alien than he imagined. Massive bioluminescent structures pulsed along the walls, feeding energy into the main power grid. The air was thick with heat and an acidic metallic scent. Kane kept his rifle raised, moving through the corridors like a shadow. He didn't have much time before the Xel'Thar realized the explosion was a diversion. He needed intel, a way to strike at their empire from the inside. Then he found it, a control chamber filled with holographic war maps. Moving quickly, he hacked into the system using stolen Xel'Thar tech. Data flooded his visor, ship movements, invasion plans, weaknesses in their planetary defenses. Then he saw something that made his blood run cold. They weren't just invading Earth. They were terraforming it. The Xel'Thar were converting Earth's atmosphere into something toxic to humans, but perfect for them. Within 3 days, Earth would be completely uninhabitable. No. Hell no. Kane downloaded the data onto his wrist device. This changed everything. If he could transmit this to the human resistance, they could stop the process. But before he could move, a cold voice echoed behind him. Impressive, human. Kane spun around and froze. Standing in the doorway was a Xel'Thar Warlord, the Warlord challenge. Kane's grip tightened on his stolen plasma rifle, his pulse hammering in his chest. The Xel'Thar Warlord stood before him, towering over him by at least 2 feet, its chitinous armor pulsing with energy. Unlike the others, this one didn't attack immediately. It studied him. 6 glowing blue eyes swept over Kane, analyzing him, as if measuring whether the human before it was worth killing. Then, in a voice deep as thunder, it spoke. You fight well, human. The Warlord's armor shifted, the organic plate sliding apart to reveal bioluminescent veins pulsing with raw power. Few of your kind have survived this long. Fewer still have reached this place. Kane didn't move. He was outmatched, outgunned, and one wrong move would turn him into a smear on the floor. But there was something different about this moment. The Xel'Thar weren't mindless killers. They were warriors, and warriors had codes. You came all this way, the Warlord continued. tilting its head slightly. You have two choices: die like an insect or prove yourself in combat. Kane's mind raced. The Xel'Thar respected strength. If he could win, even if it was a long shot, he might be able to gain an edge by time or even turn the tables. And if he lost, well, he was dead either way. Kane exhaled slowly and lowered his rifle. "Fine," he said. "1-on-1. No weapons. Just you and me." A low rumbling sound came from the Warlord's chest, a noise that Kane realized was laughter. "You are either brave or foolish human." The Warlord's energy blades retracted, and it took a fighting stance. "Either way, your death shall be honorable." Chapter 8. The Duel for Survival. Kane moved first. He lunged low, aiming for the Warlord's center of gravity, trying to take it off balance. But the alien was fast, faster than Kane expected. A massive fist slammed into Kane's side, sending him crashing into a nearby pillar. Pain flared through his ribs, but he forced himself to roll away before the next attack landed. Too slow, human. Kane gritted his teeth. Speed wasn't going to win this fight. He had to be smarter. As the Warlord closed in, Kane ducked under a sweeping strike, grabbing a loose cable from the floor. With a quick motion, he looped it around the Warlord's arm and yanked hard. The alien staggered slightly, giving Kane just enough time to strike. He drove his elbow into the Warlord's throat, followed by a brutal knee to its ribs. For the first time, the Xel'Thar stumbled. Kane didn't stop. He grabbed a piece of metal debris, swinging it like a club, smashing it against the Warlord's armored head. Sparks flew as the impact cracked part of its armor plating. The Warlord hissed in surprise. Clever, but not enough. With inhuman speed, it retaliated, grabbing Kane by the throat and lifting him off the ground. Pain exploded through Kane's body as the Warlord slammed him into the floor. For a moment, his vision blurred. The room spun. But then, Kane saw it, the cracked armor plate. A weakness. Through the pain, Kane forced a grin. "Got you, you son of a bitch." Before the Warlord could react, Kane drove his fingers into a crack in its armor, gripping the soft alien flesh beneath. He twisted hard, tearing at the exposed nerve clusters. The Warlord roared in agony, its grip loosening. Kane broke free, rolled behind it, and grabbed a broken Xel'Thar energy conduit from the floor. With everything he had left, he jammed it straight into the Warlord's exposed wound. A surge of energy exploded through its body. The Warlord staggered, its body convulsing from the sudden overload. Its 6 glowing eyes flickered, then dimmed. With one final breath, it collapsed. Kane stood over the fallen giant, panting. He had won. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel for next chapters. Like this video, and must press bell icon to get notified about all upcoming chapters.